semi-final stage, and we're heading to Nottingham now. Nottingham Panthers lead Cardiff Devils by 3 games to 2 after an intensely contested first leg game. And if the return is anything like that, you've got to keep your eyes on the spin bin. Commentary on this one from Ross Lambert and Barry Davis.
Well, welcome, Hazel, to the homely Nottingham ice rink. Talking to one or two of their supporters before the match, they assured me they intend to make at least twice the amount of noise that Cardiff did to begin. Of course, it's the Nottingham team who have, as you said, going into this match. As a result of an excellent match down at Cardiff a fortnight ago, Cardiff there took the lead. Noble's tracked from the point. Sacratini got a touch on it. And that, after 8 minutes, was the lead, which was wiped out at 13:53. Excellent play by Daniel Leach, setting up Kolisar. 1-1 at the end of the first period. Into the second period, nice play by Weaver. Leach, Nottingham ahead at 2-1. And they held that lead until 48-46. When after Linman, it was McEwen got the touch to make it 2-2. But then a breakaway by up in the top. Stevie-Lyle upset. Nottingham Panthers lead 3-2 in this Challenge Cup competition. And Cardiff know that their record on this rink is 100%. They won all 3 matches in the league competition here. But not too impressed by that, or of the Devils. Cardiff finishing in runners-up position in the competition. The league. Playoffs reporting to follow. Nottingham Panthers in third place. One or two of the juniors coming on with the Nottingham Panthers. And an opportunity for the first roars from the home crowd. Not a big stadium by any means. They're building a new one next door to it, which should be available by the end of the year. Whether in time for next season, though it is unsure at the moment. Now, Panthers welcome back their local boy, Simon Hunt. And indeed, he was on the score sheet in their last league match, the victory over Sheffield here on Friday. But Jason Weaver, who suffered a groin strain during the match in Cardiff a fortnight ago, is still out. And Zikuski is carrying a few chest bruises, we understand. Got him in a strap, would you believe? Cardiff choose Derek Holofsky, their American goaltender, in preference to Britain's Stevie-Lyle. But 3 players who missed the first leg, Stone, Simeone and Bernard, are all back in their lineup. Well, with me, as in Cardiff, is a man who knows this rink just a little bit. Ross Lambert, among his many sides, the Nottingham Panthers. So Ross, tell me, key players in this one now, with Panthers starting with the advantage of 3-2.
Thanks, Barry. Well, for Nottingham this afternoon, I think you have to keep an eye on Paul 80. He should finish as the Super League's top scorer with 56 points in 42 games. But then, of course, is Greg Hadden, who finished 1 point behind 80 with 55, but set a new Super League record for goals in one season with 29. Cardiff did a great job of keeping both of them off the score sheet in the first leg, and knowing these two guys, they'll want to be a lot bigger factor in today's game. For Cardiff, I mentioned the importance of Captain Ivan Matulik before the first leg, and he was a constant center of attention in that game. He had 1 assist, 2 minor penalties, and a fight in that game, and we can expect more of the same from him today. In goal, Cardiff have Derek Herlofsky. He's replacing Stevie Lyle, who played the first leg. Herlofsky has a 2.36 goals against average and a very impressive 92% save percentage, placing him second in the Super League.
Here's the man in charge, man who'll be 34 years old tomorrow. He's a school teacher. He teaches 8-year-olds. But he also happens to have played in the National Hockey League for Pittsburgh Penguins, and here for Whitley Fife from Basingstoke. Mike Rowe knows what this game is all about, that's for sure. Noble with the first touch for Cardiff. On the defensive line with Pope. Picked up by Kolisar. Garden goes into chase. the man whose goal divides the team. Kodesar picks up, and Halovsky decides very early to hold on, and a little bit of dislike between Kodesar and Pope, and there's anticipation this will be what they say in Canada, a chippy game.
Yeah, there's no doubt about it. I think we're in for a lot better game this afternoon than we had in Cardiff 2 weeks ago. In that game, you had both teams basically jockeying for position, trying not to lose the series in the first game. Today, we're going to have both teams going out to try to win, and I think we're going to see a lot more offense and a lot more aggressiveness.
Kodesar against Secretini, comes out Cardiff's way. Secretini goes to collect. He was forced to go back again. Good forechecking by Kodesar. Didn't really have to touch, but he was just there. Collected by Carpenter. Good interception. Carpenter goes into chase. Kodesar just short of the crease. Comes over this side to collect. Secretini again. Good aggressive opening here from Nottingham Panthers. Kodesar. Early widening of the lead would satisfy their fans no end. Thornton can't find a way past the leading scorer that Ross introduced you to a moment ago, Paul Lady. This is Big Bishop. A little bit loose away. And this time it's the other netminder, Trevor Robbins, who was one of the stars for Panthers of the first match after a slightly unsettling opening. He really came up with a number of big saves then.
Yeah, early in that game we had a stick measurement on Robbins by Paul Heavey from Cardiff, resulted in a minor penalty. And I think that unsettled Robbins a little bit at the beginning. He seemed to struggle a little bit in the first period, but he really came on, made some fantastic saves in the last two periods.
Steve Murray is lined up. McIntyre to his right. Eklof is the other member. Linden. Eklof. It's an Eklof and an Ekrof, as you like to test the commentators in this sport. McIntyre makes a good break down the middle. If he's seen, and he wasn't. Didn't come nicely off the ball for him. Moria tries a bit loose. This is Lowen. Held up just a little bit, made a bit more of it than there was. And Mike Rose not too impressed.
Seeing a lot more positive stuff here from Nottingham in the early stages of this game. I spoke to Mike Blaisdell just before the game during warm-ups, and he said that they're definitely going to be looking at going with a two-man forecheck, whereas in Cardiff 2 weeks ago they just sat back and basically stacked four guys up across the blue line and tried to play off the break. But they're going out to win this one. They're going to defend two guys hard.
Randall Webber at the face-off. Foley waiting back on the line. Bobbitt's stick was being nicely held by Menard. Came back and scored a goal against the London Knights. Earlier in the week, this is a good break down the middle. That's McWilliam. He's the one that the Panthers fans will love to hate. He's got a bit of a reputation for putting himself about, and that's putting it mildly. De Costa. Little argy-bargy with Priest. Peccaberta. Good refereeing here. He's letting it go. He's not reacting to the early introduction. One glove on the ice. Belonging to one of the Devils. This is Menard. Just pushes into the corner for Devils to change their line. Kulik goes off to chase. Man who scored a couple of hat-tricks in the 3 matches here for Cardiff against Nottingham this season in the league competition. Noble couldn't get it out. Noble more concerned for the push. Nice little play by Garden. Really nice little drop pass. It's loose in front. Whisked away by Pope. Shot by Kodesar. Panthers having the better of the opening exchanges. Halovsky behind his net. Tries to kill it. Puts it away. Needs to struggle to get back. Leach waits. And Halovsky Make sure this time that it doesn't get away.
You see what Nottingham does so well? They circle down low. That'll be their game plan today, to try to keep the Cardiff Devils hemmed in their end. They like to cycle. They've got good, strong four checkers that are good down low in the corner. You see Mike McWilliam on your screen? He's the guy that the Nottingham fans love to hate. He's the second leading penalty minute man in the Super League this year.
And he took a big suspension after a match between these two teams down at Cardiff. A bit of reputation, the meeting of these two, for being quite physical. 80 coming back well to take his man out by Dubois. Couldn't be collected by Haddon. This is Ekros. Sticks away into the corner. Comfortably enough by Robbins. It's going to come down to Greg Haddon. Finish just behind Paul Adey. Panthers at the top two in the league statistics of goals and assists. And an icing call. Not allowed to down the length of the ice. Foley back on the point. He gets the top set. And a penalty is going to be called for that, for holding.
Looks like Merv Priest is going to get a holding penalty.
There was a clear penalty for Mike Rowe to call.
We saw the importance of the face-off. Back to Bolio, takes the shot in. Priest is holding on to Randall Weber right at the center ice circle, or face-off dot.
Priest, 2-minute penalty for holding. The first power play is to Nottingham Panthers. Colisar, Leach and Werther is the line. Carpenter back on the point here on this side. Number 19 waiting to go in. And now the puck may be iced by the side with a one-man short. Played by De Costa. Carpenter. This is Colisar. Tried to get the angle right, but it was going against him. Shooting right. Netminder Harlovsky had the angle nicely covered.
Well, it'll be interesting to see what Nottingham can do on this power play. They've got the third best power play in the Super League this year, scoring on 18.1% of their chances. But Cardiff has the third best penalty killing. They've been able to kill off 86.7%. So it'll be a good matchup.
Comparison of power plays and killing power plays. Carpenter. Nicely in, but it bounced over Werther's stick. And Cardiff don't get it out. Have the opportunity. There's another one here. They haven't taken either. And it's on maybe for Carpenter. Bided his time. Let the puck come where he wanted off the board. Good play by Matulik. He's got a man in front, behind the defenseman. Defenseman trying to get him out. It's Colisar. Goes down on the ice, gets up on his feet. He's coming in again on the crease. They weren't happy about the positioning. And Leach is the scorer of the opening goal, which on aggregate gives Nottingham Panthers a bit of breathing space of 2 goals.
That's a huge start for the Nottingham Panthers. Put a lot of pressure on, got the shots in from the point, and Jamie Leach was able to come in and pick up the wide open rebound for an empty net goal. There's Leach. There's nothing Orlovsky can do. He made the save on the first shot by DeCosta, but there was nothing he could do on Leach's rebound.
An interesting, Ross, that it was Jamie Leach who started it with the pass from left to right. Colasar was always a problem in front. And Jamie Leach, who scored one and assisted on one at Cardiff, gets the opening goal here.
You're right, Barry. He had a great game in Cardiff, and he started out on the right note this afternoon.
Here's McIntyre. That's a good strike, but I think an offside call, yes, the linesman on this side. Mr. Volker. Matt Volker called the offside.
Cardiff won all three meetings between these two teams so far in Nottingham this year. But this is exactly the start that the Nottingham Panthers wanted. And now we're going to have to see with the two-goal deficit what Cardiff can do to answer.
You saw the double assist there. That's the players who make the passes. Colasar and Bishop. Done by Haddon. Over the top. Rather a silly bounce, which Orlovsky has to kill.
That'll be a stoppage to play. When the puck ends up on the back of the net, the referee has no choice but to stop the play. And we'll have a face-off just to the right of Orlovsky. Face-offs are very important. As we mentioned a couple of weeks ago, a lot of scoring opportunities come directly off the face-offs. Both Cardiff goals in Cardiff were scored off face-offs.
Nick Robb. McIntyre is forward, just short of the opposition's blue line. This is Eklof. Moria got it back. One of several players on the ice who qualifies to represent Great Britain in the World Championships to be played in April in Denmark. Lindman couldn't get the shot away, and here's a 2-on-2 break. Haddon with the shot. Got plenty of power. Whether it was the right decision is another thing, but Orlovsky made a good catch.
Well, Greg Haddon's got a great shot. That's, I guess, why he set an all-time single-season scoring record this year in the Super League, and the only way you do that, Barry, is to shoot the puck. So I don't think Paul Adey will be too upset with Greg for taking the shot there. And a very nice save by Orlovsky with the glove.
That's neatly done by DeCosta. Still very neatly done, trying for a wraparound goal. That's going all the way around and then trying to tuck the puck in between the netminder and his near post.
There's DeCosta. Doing a good job tonight. Nice little bit of work there. Got an assist on the first goal. It's a good shot on net.
Orlovsky wasn't going to leave him any room there. Maybe some tension, perhaps it's a touch obvious. That's the Bellew. Just plays it into the corner. This is Bobby. Has Pope all over him. Panthers filled again. Good change of pace by Bobby. The puck's got to go into the attacking zone, the opposition's defensive zone before the player. This is Menard on the counter. He was out for quite a long time and was missed by Cardiff. Here's Randall Webber. Bobic is up ahead of him. Oh, very close call. But the linesman didn't give the offside. I have to say it looked an offside to me. Chin up now with McWilliam. But McWilliam can't get in the puck. It's stolen by Carpenter. Bobic is over this side on mark. Wasn't used. Carpenter went for the shot. Just knocked away. Bobic goes off and Graham Gardner's come on. Thornton for Cardiff. Another of the Great Britain players, and a player who's liable to be quite a significant addition to Great Britain's chances in Group B of the World Championship.
Got a lot better start to this game than I thought we had 2 weeks ago. Nottingham, they've come out to play, and Cardiff they've opened up a little bit. Being down 2 goals, they've got to open up, and what it's led to is a little bit more exciting action. We've had a couple of odd man rushes in a row now for Nottingham, and Paul Heath is going to want Cardiff to make sure that they're not getting caught with the 2-on-1s and the 3-on-2s.
Secretini looking to win the draw at the face-off. He's got Lindman back behind him. Ball's into his right. Evans just over to his left behind the tulip. And linesman not happy with Sacratini.
Steve Vezio Sacratini being thrown out. Wasn't ready to take the face-off.
Here's Carpenter. Pass rather too far away from Garden, runs all the way to Halovsky. And the linesman has to get in there pretty quickly to make sure that there's no afters. Plenty of smile on the face of Graham Garden.
See Simon Hunt on your screen. He wasn't available for the first leg, had some back spasms. He's a young British player, one of the finest British-born products. Been in Nottingham now for about the last 7 or 8 years. Great little goal scorer.
Colasar got it back. Nobody over this side for Nottingham Panthers. These two battling for the right to meet the winners of Sheffield Steelers and Manchester Storm. Steelers won on their own ice by 5-0, which was a major surprise. And at the end of the first period of the second leg, obviously being played in Manchester, there is no score. So Sheffield Steelers still have that 5-0 advantage. A little bit untidy. Colasar is flattened by Thornton. Perfectly fairly. There's Mitchell and Carpenter and Cardiff. It was a slightly surprising moment to change. Oh, just wide on the short side from Colasar. Moira is off to the left of Petr Okoth. McIntyre goes into chase. Eklof goes round this side. And Eklof waits on the blue line. Here he is, number 55, but with no chance of stopping that. And as soon as the defenseman touches the puck, touch icing, it's now cold. And it comes all back to the other area.
Definitely no love lost between these two teams. See Vezio Sacratini come in on Graham Garden, and then Thornton gives Colasar a bit of a ride. These two teams have had a long history of a lot of aggressive games against each other, and this is a very important game. With so much on the line, it's going to be fireworks today.
Giroir for Nottingham Panthers. Lowen. Faced by Bishop. Halovsky has to come out and doesn't get rid of it very cleanly and deflected off his stick and away from his goal. Ekroft, well seen by Bishop. Going to let the shot go, and does. Stick and pad where they were meant to be by Halovsky. Eklof. Comfortable catch by Halovsky. And the man in the centre there, Saku Eklof, he's only 21 years old. He came to learn English at Cardiff University. He turned up at the Cardiff rink with a pair of skates in his rucksack and said, "Can I have a game?" And they thought that he might play in the second team. Instead of that, they found he was good enough to be a Devil.
That's always a bonus for Andy French and Paul Heavey to have a guy walk into your camp like that.
There's Pope bringing it out. Robbins looking to watch the bounce behind his net. Hasn't been too busy as yet. It's a good recovery by Pope. Bit of an elbow in his face by Bobic. Bit of pushing on Verta. And there is going to be a penalty call.
We got Nicky Chen is going to be called on the flag. Not very happy about it.
Nicky Chen is the man who's gone in the box. For 2 minutes, the snatching is the call, although it wasn't too obvious where the moment of snatching actually happened. Here's Leach. Second flower play for Nottingham Panthers. They were successful on their first. Carpenter. Leach. Just winding it up. And jumped in the corner, chased by Carpenter. Berger is behind him. Tolstar here in front. Can't get his stick down on the puck. Leach waits on the blue line. Nice turn by Carpenter. Tolstar again. Berger in front. Misses from close range. He was right on the edge of the crease there. He didn't have the greatest of angles, to be fair to him. Carpenter. Just trying to maneuver the 4 Cardiff Devils out of the way. Thornton and Verta. Thornton just waits a few seconds. Can't get hold of the puck. Kept in well by Da Costa. Showing good stick work. Leach. Again, a rather funny bounce off the back of the ball. Da Costa. Carpenter could be waiting over this side for a long time. He's now decided he'll go forward to collect it. This is he. Carpenter. Well, this is now he hadn't received it. Carpenter again. Verta. Leach. Carpenter. Weissman had a good look at that and didn't give anything. Verta. For the first time in the match, not nice stick handling, but not total belief from Panthers. They weren't actually making it happen, it seemed to me.
Cardiff was doing a good job, a lot better job on this penalty killing opportunity of keeping the Panthers to the outside, not giving them passes across the slot, which opened things up for the goal.
Well, here is Paul Adey. Good play by Evans to dispossess him. The last 10 seconds of the penalty. Fisher. Hadn't. And the penalty is successfully killed. Good shot by Adey, good stop by Helovsky. You remember in the first match, if you were watching, how a couple of goals were scored immediately after a side were back at full strength following the penalty. Might have happened again. Bishop holding his man in there. For the record, it's not Priest. Came off Robinson. How much you knew about that? Menard. Evans. And there's a holding penalty called. So Mike Bishop got the call. Delayed penalty finally called by Mike Rowe. And the referee telling Bishop that he yelled and yelled at him. He didn't let go, so he considered out for 2 minutes.
Yeah, Mike Rowe thinks that Mike Bishop held on just a little too long down there. Mike used to like to do that himself when he was playing in Whitley and Fife.
Oh, never.
Oh. It's a surprising thing. You've got Mike Rowe up there. He's probably the best referee in British hockey right now. And 3 or 4 years ago, he was probably one of the dirtiest players in British hockey. So he knows all the tricks.
Something about coaches and gamekeepers come to mind. Well, that's a good example to be set. I said at the start he's 34 years old tomorrow. 2 linesmen are both in their 20s. That's neatly done. This is Thornton. No way through there. Carpenter shut the door. Here's Noble. Left one up. He's now joined by Thornton. Sacratini waits over this side. This is Evans. Schulich just skating around trying to find a bit of space. Comes out in front. and it's dribbled in. And Thornton is the goal scorer that ties this game at 1. Bit messy from the netminder there, and Trevor Robbins got away from him.
Good job by Cardiff, though. They worked the puck down low. They got possession down low in the corner. Thornton moved it back to the point. Comes in, but he was allowed to come in and get his own rebound. Roy Mitchell won't be that happy with himself for letting Thornton get by him and get to his own rebound there. Roy's one of the better defensemen in the league. He was the captain last year, played with him in Newcastle, and that's not normally the type of mistake he'll make.
So 2 power play goals, 1-1 the score. But Panthers with the advantage from the first leg. That came fairly kindly off the pad then for Holofsky. McIntyre goes to chase this one in. Ekros can't hold it in that end. Lindman, with both sides now at full strength. As soon as a penalty, a goal is scored on a power play. Offside call there. As soon as a goal is scored on a power play, the man in the box comes out. There's Steve Thornton. 10 goals with the league. And, ties it at 1 here. The assist by Noble.
And that will emphasize the importance of Kip Noble on the power play. He's the all-time leading scorer amongst defensemen in the Super League. Consistently up in the top 4 or 5 on his team, even though he's a defenseman. And he's basically the backbone of the Devils' power play.
Nicky Chin goes in and chases and is very wild with Bobic. Really swung his stick around. He lost his helmet and he's going off in chase of Bobic now. Bobic in possession. And Chin continues to go, but turns away and goes back fairly calmly now to collect his helmet, but he really was a bit wild here. Look at that.
Well, Chin's trying to forecheck there, and Bobic holds him off. Chin comes up high with the stick, but ends up taking the worst of it. They're sliding into the boards.
And he managed to recover his composure, having chased him back down the ice. When he got within range, he decided to forget about it. Nicky Chin, for the record, once had trials for Manchester United as a footballer. There's Da Costa. Randall Webber. Back to Da Costa. Oh, that's a bit loose. And here's Webber, and that's a good save. Read it really well, Holofsky. And one of the reasons that he's been chosen, in fact, you could say the reason he's been chosen, he's played in every match here for Cardiff against Nottingham, and Cardiff have a 100% record of success. That's why he got the nod this afternoon instead of Stevie Lyle. They've basically been sharing the goaltending task.
That's a great save by Herlovsky. Talked at the beginning of the game that he would be very important. He didn't play in the first leg. He's in there tonight. Got a great save percentage, 92%.
Played just a little bit more than Stevie Lyle and was away for a while playing for the Team USA. Called up to their camp. Good play by Bobic, but he can't get it out. Comes to Menard. Menard tries to get it through Webber. Doesn't succeed. Puck out of play. Derek Holofsky is a product of Boston University.
Cardiff have the luxury of having 2 great goaltenders. Stevie Lyle played last night. Holofsky's in tonight. Allows them to rest the guy.
Cardiff got beaten in overtime by Ayr yesterday evening. They having to put up with what Panthers had to put up with playing the night before one of the legs of this Challenge Cup semi-final. Fate was on the other boot down in Cardiff a fortnight ago. Sacratini tried to float that in and didn't really succeed. Let's have a close look at Garden 6. Pelissar, Sacratini, Hope, again a bit of stick holding this time by Pelissar and Sacratini, and Sacratini made a greater impression as he got in on Steve Carpenter.
Looks like Carpenter's hurt his leg a little bit. Went into just kind of a freak thing with Sacratini. Went into the boards a little hard. Carpenter's still down, and he's in a lot of pain.
It looked like he twisted his knee as he
Yeah, his hand went down to the outside of his knee. And that's always worrying, because knee injuries are very common in ice hockey. And if it's a ligament problem, he could be out for a while. He's up though now, so.
few boos from the home supporters. He was their choice as player of the year last year.
Carpenter's not happy here. He thinks that Sacratini gave him a bit of a cheap shot from behind, but it was actually an accident. It looked like Sacratini's stick just got in under his skate and tripped him up. Just happened that he was too close to the boards at the time. And he went in a little hard.
And Mike Bishop having a long conversation with the referee about that. Not happy about the performance of Sacratini. Mike Rowe telling him he saw it and how he saw it, and that wasn't to call a penalty.
Well, we saw it on the replay, and I think Mike made the right decision. Sacratini's stick was just in there, and it almost looked like Carpenter stepped on it, lost his balance.
Haddon wins out on the draw against McIntyre. Puck killed by Herlovsky. Ekroth, not particularly comfortably to Eklof. Herlovsky got away with not the best of clearances. Good piece of defensive play, taking his man into the corner. Steered Ekroth away to Dubois. Ekroth lets it go, good catch. I think it was going wide anyway, but Robbins making a good catch.
They're going to get the puck back to Ekroth here as much as they can. The last game I was at between these two teams in this building, he had 2 goals from the point. Managed to find their way in, so they're going to get it back to him, and he's going to shoot it. Anything can happen as long as you shoot the puck. That time Robbins saw it coming in, but Cardiff will try to get as many bodies as they can in front of the net, get a screen on Robbins, and hope that can get a seeing eye dog shot through to the net.
Priest at the face-off, comes back Cardiff's way. Menard lets it go, the moment of contact. The puck deflected by Bobic. They're in the second period in Manchester, and each side has scored. It's 1-1, so Sheffield Steelers still have a 5-goal advantage. Scott, the scorer for Storm, and the equaliser coming up from Courtney just 20 seconds later. So any hopes that the supporters that Manchester Storm had that this was the start of a comeback were quickly flattened. Menard, where 2.5 minutes left of the opening period in this very much tighter semi-final than the other two. That's good play by Menard, then he couldn't get the shot away, which is unfortunate for him. But he's a smooth skater. Made some good rushes from the back, but rushes is almost the wrong word because it's so smooth. Oh, that's good solid stuff, and there's a little bit of a follow-up. McWilliam is involved. And Beaulieu is the other contestant here. Play has continued, but there was quite a little scrap in the corner. Referee just let him get on with it. Here's Nicky Chin. Promising for Cardiff. Actually thought that was a trip by Hunt, but not given. Here's Chin. Just knocked it in. Garden then made an impression upon Chin. Just a little push, short of the face. And then Chin looked for his man. Whoa! He didn't miss his chance then to have a little dig at Colasar. It's all happening all over the ice. He's got 6 pairs of eyes at the moment. Carpenter back on the blue line. He's never going to hold it in at that pace out. Mitchell collects an icing call. It will come back to the right of Derek Harlovsky's goal. And we are 1 second short of the final minute of the opening period.
And it's been a great first period. Both teams are going at it hard, like you say. You need about 6 at a time to see everything that's going on. I don't think the cameras can actually get everything. There's all kinds of stuff happening off the play. Guys going at each other. We had Bolio and McWilliam go at it for about 15 seconds down in the corner when the play was down the other end. Mike Rowe let them go. Mike's used to that kind of stuff. As long as it doesn't interfere with the flow of the play, he's not going to call it.
Colasar Sakadini wins, beats him on the draw. Retains possession behind his own net. Nottingham glove on the ice belongs to Jamie Leach. Noble. Garden tries to collect. Hope. Looks like it's going to stay at 1 apiece. So Panthers with the advantage still over the 2 legs of the semi-final. Noble turns. Sakatini lost his stick. Garden gave him a clip round the ear. The ball happening out there. Thornton in the middle. Looks for Colasar. Bump into Paul Adey. Here's Evans, who's concentrating on just playing the puck and trying to get it in the net. He almost breathes that past Robbins as the hooter goes, and it's 1-1. And the linesmen come in to make sure that it all calms down, and they look forward to their break. Scorers in the first period, Leach and Thornton. Leach for Nottingham Panthers at 5:27. Thornton with the equaliser at 14:11. Plenty of boos from the crowd.
We're going to have a penalty at the end of this period. Mike Rose calling a penalty on Graham Garden. As he was going off the ice behind the play, he gave Vezio Sacratini a shot. Rowe happened to see that one. And the Panthers are going to start the next period shorthanded, so the Cardiff Devils will have a power play.
Score. And the opportunity for Cardiff will be a power play at the start of the second period. Let's have a word with their goal scorer in the first period, Steve Thornton. He's waiting to talk to Bob Ballard.
Steve, 1-1 at the end of the first period. Happy enough with that?
Oh yeah, we got to be happy with that. This is a tough building to play in, you know. Nottingham's a good team. We're just happy to get to the first period, and hopefully it'll come down in the third period, you know.
Tell me, what is the secret in winning in this building? Because you've done it every time you've been here in the league.
Well, we try not to take many penalties because they got a great power play, and we don't let them frustrate us because they come hard, and as soon as they come, we try to react like from their forecheck and get nice rushes off them.
Now, they didn't have a game last night. They played Friday night. You played last night. Will that have any bearing, any effect on this game?
I don't think so. I think we're all in good shape. We played 60 games overall during the season so far. They practiced just as hard as we played probably yesterday, so I think we're all in good shape. I don't think it affects us that much.
And the game plan for the second period?
Well, just to go out there. We know that we have to win by 2 goals to win the game. We're not going to try to open it up. We're going to hope that we get a lot of hope a lot of nice bounces around the net because the ice isn't that good. But just, you know, keep working hard and hopefully the puck will go in for us.
Steve, good luck.
Thank you. I'd like to say hi to my family out in Sheffield. Okay? Thank you.
Yes, indeed. Now you've done it. Hello to his family in Sheffield. Well, we'll return to Nottingham for the second period live very shortly. But let's first of all go to 2 against Cardiff Devils. And we'll return you now to Ross Lambert and Barry Davis.
Thanks again, Hazel. Panthers just making their way back onto the ice. And they will start this second period short-handed because of an incident right at the end of the first period. The final warm-up. Incidentally, if you were wondering why Steve Thornton made reference to his parents in Sheffield, for the record, it is because of that he qualifies now for Great Britain, his family in Sheffield, I should say. And this is the man who's going to be in the box at the start of the period. Sacratini, you remember, was involved in a little bit of a problem with Carpenter, which looked accidental. It was quite clear the Panthers didn't see it that way, and that little bit of roughing will give Cardiff the opportunity of a power play right at the start of the second period.
Coach Mike Blaisdell isn't going to be that happy with Graham Garden for that penalty. It was away from the play. Kind of needless at the end of the period. Guards is a very intense player, but he won't be happy with himself for taking that penalty, especially when you look at the power play statistics so far tonight. Cardiff's had one and scored on it, and Nottingham is 1 for 2, so power plays are figuring to be very important tonight, and that's not a good penalty to take.
Sacratini. He's at centre ice on his line to open this second period. 1-1 the score. Panthers still with the advantage, having won the first leg 3-2. Score in the other semi-final, Manchester Storm 1, Sheffield Steelers 1. Scorers Blair Scott for Storm and Ed Courtney for Steelers. Steelers went into that match with a 5-0 advantage. Mitchell ends the first attack on this power play for the Cardiff Devils. Graham Garden, incidentally, one of those called up to the GB squad as well this week. It's Sacratini who plays it in. Hope he won't pick up too many city penalties like that. So far it's costing his side nothing. And here's an opportunity, break on the right. Randall Revel coming in, number 10, didn't take the puck cleanly, got his shot in. But if he'd have taken it cleanly, he would have got a better shot in, I suspect. 1:10 left on the penalty. Shot from just over the red line. Kolasar tries to get it out. Noble holds it on the blue line. And gets himself into shooting position. Nice little dummy. This is Evans. Too many bodies in the way. Still Cardiff. And all fall down. And Machurik didn't like that. Has a go at Mitchell. There'll be a penalty follow-up on that. Machurik and Mitchell, the two players involved.
Took a roundhouse swing there at Roy Mitchell. I think he's going to get a penalty for it. I don't think Mitchell retaliated a little bit, but I don't think Mike's going to give Mitchell a penalty for his retaliation. Yeah, Mitchell will go to the penalty box by himself, and that's going to even things up. It's going to be 4-on-4.
Not too much out here with the aggressor here.
Mitchell would have cleared Matulik out from in front of the net, which is his job as a defenseman when he's killing a penalty. And Matulik took exception to it, took a little bit of a swing at him. And that'll end the Cardiff Devils power play. In 48 seconds, Nottingham will have another chance.
And Ivan Matulik, you remember, was the man involved in the scrap 2 weeks ago with Sikorsky.
Well, we said at the top of the program that he's one of the guys to watch. He's a great skater. He's a great goal scorer. I think he's Carter's leading goal scorer, and he also likes to play physical.
Here's Dubois. What a bad try from the point. Jamie Leach, 4-on-4 it is here. For the first time in the contest. And then, as Ross Lambert said, it will swing around to be in favour of the Nottingham Panthers for 30 seconds.
We have an icing call. Normally when your team is short-handed, you're allowed to shoot the puck down the ice without an icing penalty, or without an icing call. But because both teams are short-handed in this situation, it's 4-on-4, so it's even strength. And icing is called just as it is when it's 5-on-5.
This one, Kolasar, trying to get in on the face-off. Morio's kicked out of it. So Priest will take over after a few words with the linesman. He was the listener, the player. Leach almost dozed his way through in front. And that took some lucky deflections. Dubois. Good play this by Panthers. Now a chance for Cardiff to get away, but they can't. Strength of Bishop. Bishop too much for Priest, which I suppose is the right way around. Leach. Dubois. Collistar right in front. Dennis Robbins would have done it, Holoski would have seen too much then. Now the power play is switched to Nottingham Panthers. They're at full strength. Cardiff not taking advantage of their opportunity, which didn't last for too long. With Matulik taking exception to being flattened. Dubois. Haddon couldn't take it. Lindman just plays it in. Robbins with the touch to Haddon. 40 seconds left on the power play for Nottingham Panthers. 80 coming in on the right side, doesn't see the puck, doesn't reach him. Two Panthers behind and no Cardiff Devil. That can't be good play for Cardiff. Costa over this side, Carpenter on the blue line. This is he, lets it go, clubs it, but clubs it wide. 80. Costa tries to hold it in and is successful, but not for long. And then it runs away from the stick of Sacratini. Otherwise he and Thornton might have built something up together. Costa back in again. Haddon. 80 goes to look in front, and it actually fell behind him. Last second of the power play, and Matulik, the temper, is unpunished. Both sides at full strength. In the 5th minute of the middle period, 1-1 is the score. This is how we reach the 1-1. Jamie Leach getting the first for Nottingham Panthers. And a move that he in fact started. Coverstone and Bishop with the assist. And Steve Thornton picking up his own rebound after the pass by Noble to beat Robbins. And tied at 1. The Nottingham Panthers skipper Jamie Leach, a major factor so far in these two semi-finals. Goal and assist in the first match, a goal here, and his usual high standard performance. Moria came out Cardiff's way. It's Noble. McIntyre does well, gets away from Dubois. Met by Bishop. Good breakout. Dubois, 80, tried to play it in early. So Haddon. Already goes back to home. Whisked around the ball. Ooh, it was a terrible bounce off the door to the Cardiff bench. Good pass to Haddon. Down on the near ball, Haddon again. McIntyre for Cardiff. And here's Eckloff the Finn. He bounced a little bit untimely. Eckloff taken into the corner as Haddon takes Panthers through, tries to set up Darcy Lowen. Play stops. Mind is congratulated by other members of his team. And Mike Blaisdell continues chewing. His side still with the advantage, but a tight game.
Mike Blaisdell's looking a little happier right now than Paul Heavey is. And take a look at the looks on their faces. Pretty much things are going the way the Panthers want them to. They're getting the pressure, they're getting the two guys in forechecking. And Cardiff's going to have to pick things up a little bit. They're down in this, and they've got about a period and a half left to go.
Nicky Chin was very quickly in there, crossed the line before the puck was dropped. McWilliam That's a good block. Williams picks it up again. Loose in front. All a bit messy. And finally Robbins gets hold of it and has a go at Priest. He thought they were coming a bit too close to his area. And no netminder likes that. Wesley sorting it all out. Linesman there to assist. But good play initially by Beaulieu, diving to prevent the puck coming across in front of his netminder.
That's what Cardiff wants. They want to put a little bit of pressure on in the Nottingham zone, and McWilliams does a good job in behind the net. Chin comes in hard, frees up the puck for Priest, and Robbins makes a good save, and then you get the melee in front of the net, which always happens whenever you've got the other team's forwards threatening your goaltender. Your defensemen have to come into his aid, and that's what causes the scuffles in front of the net all the time.
Quite a useful right hook to the solar plexus by Robbins rather on Priest. Chin. Priest battling away. This is still going on. Bobic trying to hold it in. Priest pushing him away, comes out, and Robbins makes the catch. Cardiff putting a bit of pressure on here.
There's a lot more intensity in this game than there was 2 weeks ago. This is your rugby scrum along the boards. You got Bobic, you got Priest, you got Chin, you got Beaulieu. There's a lot of bodies in there pushing and shoving, fighting for possession.
And if you noticed at the start of that, the puck had been pulled away even before they started.
Yeah, they weren't that worried about the puck anymore. It was just kind of... Nobody was prepared to give any ground.
Evans over this side waiting. Doesn't come to him. Oh, right in front. It was McWilliam. That would really be adding insult to injury as far as Panthers supporters are concerned if McWilliam scores. They do not like him too much. Icing call.
The level of intensity here this afternoon is way above two weeks ago.
They played 2 periods in Manchester, and David Longstaff has given Sheffield Steelers a 2-1 lead at 39:04. So right at the end of the second period, Sheffield Steelers increased their advantage, which started at 5. They now have a 6-goal cushion.
That's got to surprise a lot of people around the league.
Well, it's interesting not only for the Challenge Cup. Looks as though Sheffield are going to be meeting the winners of this match, but it sets up interesting possibilities with the playoffs coming. Manchester Storm, if you don't follow hockey regularly, have just won the league title, and now they go into the playoffs, and the league winners are not in the best of form. That is clear.
We got Merv Priest working on his stick over there. The last shift he wasn't all that worried about the puck, so I don't know why he spends so much time on his stick.
Well, he's doing it with considerable care, putting a new piece of binding on it.
Everybody tapes the sticks a little differently. Kind of a little superstition.
Out come Nottingham Panthers. Person of Roy Mitchell. Sets it up to Leach. Here's a chance. Taken early, but not taken correctly by Garden. Just wide across the face of the goal. Didn't strike it, I suspect, as cleanly as he had hoped to do. Capitini, Garden, whose goal won the match at Cardiff 2 weeks ago. Here's Matuli, trying to change all that. Make the score in the first match not so important. Robbins decides to hold on, and you can't blame him.
Going to see a nice play here by Jamie Leach. Gets in behind the defenseman, spots Graham Garden wide open in front, and Garden, who had a penalty earlier in the period, almost had a chance to redeem himself there, but he just fired it wide. He took the one-timer. He didn't have much time to take the shot. He's coming in full speed. He can't really be faulted for it. You got to just get the shot off. but he just happened to put it a little bit wide. He actually had a Herlovsky going the wrong way, too. So had the shot been on net, he would have probably had a goal there. Garden's probably one of the hardest working forwards in the league. And doesn't score a lot of goals, so he won't be happy with that one going wide.
Spoken there by a man who knows what it's like to play centre ice. In fact, Mike Blaisdell was suggesting he'd rather be playing here. He suggested the line he could be on too, but not to be. It's the line that's on now. Here's Hatton. Oh, really got hold of that. Good pad save by Herlovsky. And then again, and killed the rebound.
Well, Nottingham's really putting the pressure on now. That's two great scoring opportunities in the last 30 seconds. Here comes leading goal scorer Greg Hadden in, and he's got a rifle. But Herlovsky once again makes a great save. And Herlovsky's having an awesome game so far today.
Really got plenty of power in the snapshot. And he's scored 29 to break the record for the Super League. Here's Jamie Leach. There's threat in this line all the time. Hadden, Leach, Lowen. McIntyre just cracked it into the corner. Nikolov can't keep it in. Panthers looking good to increase their lead the way the play is going at the minute. Puck on its edge past Herlovsky's goal. Menard fires it in. McIntyre collects on the far side. Eklof, Evans, was sticked away by Robbins. Bishop in the middle of the sandwich. Hadden tries to have another one with Eklof. Comes out McIntyre's way. Moria tries to get in front. He's got company too. Nice turn by McIntyre. Can't get away from Bishop. Now he can, but the puck just rolling around. Nobody really getting control of it. Now McIntyre does. The moment he does, he's just nudged a bit and loses out. Comes out Cardiff's way. Shot on the turn from a very tight angle. And the puck belongs to Robbins.
That's a lot better work by the Cardiff Devils. They shut the Nottingham Panthers down in Nottingham zone. That's where they want them. Some great work along the boards by Ian McIntyre, Steve Moria, and Peter Eckroth. They want to tire out the Panthers' defense, and they're not going to be able to do that unless they play in Nottingham end for a while. And up until that point, he'll be happy with that last shift.
DaCosta, caught a little bit by Murphrys. Took it away beautifully, DaCosta. Lovely play by the defenseman. And in fact, it was McWilliam, not Priest, who was chasing him. I wonder if he knew that. Berta. Costa again. Out to Randall Weber. Just flick down the ice. They're chased by Bobic. The other way, here's McWilliam, who's got away completely and scores! The semi-final is all square because Cardiff lead 2-1 on Nottingham ice, and McWilliam, where was the cover on him? He was all alone and took full advantage.
Well, Kip Noble just showed you why he's such an offensive threat, even though he plays defense. Just an awesome job. Gets the puck in his own zone, gets his head up, sees McWilliam up by the other team's blue line, picture-perfect pass. Absolutely great assist by Kip Noble, and nice finishing by the big guy, Mike McWilliams. And this place is going nuts right now because the Nottingham Panthers fans do not like Mike McWilliams.
And of course, Ross, that's all about the change of law this season. That wouldn't have been able to happen before.
That's exactly right. They've eliminated the red line for two-line passes. In the past, you couldn't pass it from behind your own blue line past the center red line, and they've eliminated the center red line, and that allows a play like that to happen. Speeds up the game. I think it's great for hockey.
Here comes Cardiff again. Jamie Leach trying to turn things back Panthers' way. They looked more likely a few moments before that goal. But a really good vision and an excellent finish 3-2 to Nottingham Panthers in Cardiff. 2-1 to Cardiff Devils in Nottingham. It's so tight. Eckloff. Good play by Garden. Polestar! Good save.
Couldn't ask for more than this. It's unbelievable, Barry. We got a 4-4 game on aggregate. End-to-end action. Some great play by both sides now. The goal seems to have lifted Cardiff. And we're in for a treat for the last half of this game. There's Mark Colsar on the bench. So he has 41 points. He's the Panthers' third leading scorer behind Aiden and Haddon.
It's the Haddon line on again. Paul Lady on the right. Darcy Lowen on the left. This is Lowen. Oh, that was a slightly casual pass though. Here's Lowen again. Eckloff. Menard didn't have to intercept, but he was keeping an eye on Lowen.
Big Mike Bishop. Been around for a few years in the British game. Came over to Humberside. Played there for 4 or 5 years, and then he's moved up to Nottingham and has done a great job on defense for the Panthers.
Bishop couldn't take it. Good play, and here's Eckloff. Just a stick of Dubois, and it's broken the plexiglass, which is shattered and will clearly have to be replaced. There will be a hold-up in the match. The glass shattered. And it's the Cardiff supporters who are applauding on their side on the up, and they may regret the timing of this delay.
There you see Eckloff comes in, takes the shot, just takes a little deflection, goes up, and the plexiglass is not supposed to break, but every once in a while you hit it in the wrong place and it just shatters. It's like a car windshield. And that's kind of unfortunate for that to happen at this point of the game, because the game is really heating up with Cardiff's last goal. As Barry said, Cardiff's got a little bit of momentum there. They're not going to like the break in the action here. I don't think either team will.
So there's a fair bit of work to be done to pull off the broken glass, take the broken glass up off the ice. And, quite a job. There was a time when they used to clean the ice this way by using a whole line of sweepers. That dates me a little bit. But I think of the two sides, Nottingham might be happier for this delay.
Well, I think you're right with Cardiff having scored the last goal. It kind of lifted them a little bit. But from a fan's point of view, I don't think anybody's happy to see this delay, because the game was really starting to flow very nicely. The atmosphere in here was pretty electric, and everything was going fine. Just put a little damper on things. Hopefully when they start up again, we'll get going again.
And if you've joined us late, gives us at least the opportunity to show you what's happened so far. We're at 5:27. Jamie Leach giving Nottingham Panthers the lead. Murphy started, number 27, on the follow-up. Steve Thornton got the equaliser at 14:11. Both those goals, power play goals. And then McWilliam all alone from a wonderful pass out by Noble, putting Cardiff in front. And they go off to the dressing room, and the coach of Cardiff City is taking time out to talk to Bob Ballard.
Gaff, and that break right then, couldn't you?
Yeah, we certainly had some momentum there. We were creating a lot of chances there, and we would have liked to have kept going, but that's the way things go. We just have to refocus take a breather for 15 or 20 minutes until the glass is repaired and try and come back out and start it where we finished off.
Were you getting a bit worried before you scored that second goal? All the Panthers' pressure, there's a lot of it, wasn't there? And you were really sort of on the back foot most of the time.
Yeah, well, it's always tough in the second period in this arena because we have the long change, you know, so we want to just try and get through the second period with no goals against and then go at them in the third. Guys are out there too long, they get tired. It's very difficult to change with a long change, so we just have to absorb it, take our chances, and then go at them in the third.
Where did you teach Mike Williams to do one-on-ones like that?
He's a pretty skillful big guy. I mean, he's on the ice to, you know, have a presence and play an intimidating role, but he's got a lot more skill than people give him credit for.
Okay, so how do you see the rest of this game? What is your strategy? What's the game plan now for the rest of the match?
Well, basically, just to, you know, stay focused, and just take this sort of interval here, just to talk over a few things, come back out, and as I said, try and get through the second period without giving up any goals. We're at a tight hockey game now, you know, fortunately enough we got the 2 goals, we're tied and it's all square now, so if we can get through the second period without conceding any, hopefully get one, if not, go at them in the third and then it's anybody's.
Very quickly, tell the other 6 teams in the Super League, what is the secret in doing so well in the spring? Because very few people do, but you do.
Well, I think it's a very similar size and atmosphere to our own rink, and very close. The ice isn't so great, it's small, and we're used to playing in a small arena, and I think that's why it benefits when we come here. Plus, it's very hard to play. Nottingham are a hard team. They always play very physical, and they bring the best out of everybody. They skate hard, they hit hard, the fans are very intimidating, and our guys like playing here.
And you want to get back in the dressing room now, don't you?
Yeah, we want to have a talk, just make sure we stay focused and get ready for the play when it starts again.
All right, Paul, good luck.
Cheers, thank you.
The Scottish coach of Cardiff Devils, Paul Heavey, took the job as assistant manager in assistant coach in 94-95, and then assumed the title the following season. Long change, Ross. Can you explain that to those who don't know what that expression means?
Well, yeah, you heard Paul Heavey talking about a long change in the second period, and the way that the rink's set up here in Nottingham, you'll notice that the players' bench is inside the blue line as opposed to more in the center of the ice. So when your goaltender's at the far end, you've basically, in order to get your defensive crew out there and change on the fly, you've got to go 3/4 of the length of the ice, whereas in most rinks, the players' benches are in the middle of the ice, so it doesn't really make that much of a difference what period it is. Nottingham's always been a tough place to play in the second period, and it's the same for the home team too. Nottingham's bench is just as far away from their home goal in the second period as the opposite team is.
Okay, let me just explain another ice hockey expression. Change on the fly means changing while the puck is still in motion.
Yeah,
so it's Cardiff who lead by 2-1. And this is how we had the delay. Corey Beaulieu, it wasn't Corey Beaulieu, the shot from Eklof just blocked. And away went the plexiglass, shatters, just as you've known it time to time when you're driving on the motorway. Suddenly a little chip comes up, hits it, and it's gone. So a bit of work to do. So the team on the up were Cardiff, but they, like the rest of us, have to wait for the repairs to be completed.
Well, I said it would be a smashing game. I didn't think they would take me at my word. But whilst we get the Glazers in Nottingham, let's just bring you up to date with a few other shattering experience. Barry?
Ouch again, Hazel. Well, they've almost done the job. In fact, it's completed and the crowd applauding, but just a chance to have a look at this face. You might remember him from back in 1988. He was in goal for the successful field hockey side that won the gold medal in Seoul. I remember it well. I've worked with him many times, but Bob Ballard will tell you what Ian Taylor does these days.
Ian Taylor has swapped the round ball for the puck. He's now the chief executive of the Ice Hockey Super League. An absorbing game, this, Ian.
Oh, it's extraordinary, fantastic development and great excitement.
How does it compare with the sport that you were involved with for so many years?
It's very difficult to make comparisons. I suppose people make natural assumptions, the word hockey, and there's a lot of relative comparisons, but I don't find so. It's very much an impact sport, very dynamic, very, very, very physical, and I've been thoroughly impressed and enjoy every minute of it.
How far has British ice hockey come, and how far has it got to go to get where you want to see it to go?
I think it's making tremendous strides, but we have to accept Ice Hockey Super League is only in its third year. I was at Manchester on Thursday. We had 11,000 fans on a Thursday night. Capacity house here. The interest is enormous. But what we need is arenas, and new arenas are going up. We've got one going up next door here. As those arenas develop, the sport will develop. The fans love the game. We now need to show it to a wider audience. We're grateful for BBC to be here to show those people what product we've got. And it's a fantastic sport, but it's also fantastic entertainment.
And the fans are coming from where? Are they football fans, rugby fans? Where are the fans being converted to from?
Well, we obviously do a lot of studies on demographic profiles, but we look and we see perhaps some of the traditional fans, those that maybe went to rugby union games, those that are looking for more of the impact sport. Here we've got some pretty strong physical chaps, hit the puck pretty hard, hit each other pretty hard. And when you want to see a good, strong contact sport, but you're in fairly comfortable facilities where you sit in the warm, you can have a drink. Those are the basic profile of our fans.
And when you look at people like Derek Kolosky and Trevor Robbins in this game, would you ever have fancied going between the pipes and being a netminder in this sport?
It's always difficult. I think somebody asked me the same about football many, many years ago on BBC Sports Review. To be absolutely honest, when I see them hitting that, I think I'm pretty glad I'm sat in the stands.
And we've got Great Britain going into the World Championship Pool B next month. Very important time for GB to get a higher profile.
Oh, very much so. The formation of the Great Britain Ice Hockey Board has now been acknowledged by the UK Sports Council. They've done a fantastic job in supporting us. We now need a national team that's going forward with success. That'll be a flagship for Super League, and Super League's put a lot of effort in. But we're working with partners such as the British Olympic Association and the UK Sports Council to take this sport even one stage higher.
Ian, thank you. The players are coming back onto the ice. Let's return to Barry and Ross.
Well, the thought of Ian Taylor in goal in ice hockey, I tell you what, he'd be brave enough, but he's also sensible enough not to try it. So we're tied at 4-4 here on aggregate. Cardiff winning on opposition ice 2-1 after Nottingham had won on Cardiff ice 3-2. Jamie Leach, the Nottingham Panthers captain, and the situation in the other semi-final is that Sheffield Steelers are definitely going to play on their own ice in the final in a fortnight's time, because they now lead by 3 goals to 1, I beg your pardon. And their third goal was scored by Tida Wynn. So the clock would stop with 10:37 left in the middle period. In other words, 37 seconds away from the halfway point.
Well, it looks like both teams are set to go again here, and like we said at the break, hopefully we'll pick up where we left off, because we had a very exciting game going, and we hope that guys can come out and get right back into it.
First face-off doesn't satisfy. And recorded organist can have another few notes to play. Sacratini will try again, probably to get it back to Eckroth. Matulik just to his left, Thornton to the right. And Eckroth gets the snapshot in, it almost goes loose. Robbins puts the glove on it, having made the stop initially. He got hold of that, did Peter Eckroth.
Well, this is how Cardiff Devils scored both their goals in the first leg. Off face-offs in the Nottingham zone, winning the puck back to the defenseman. The shot would come in, and the goals were scored on rebounds. Fortunately for Nottingham, Trevor Robbins was able to stop a rebound and just hang on to the puck for another face-off.
Sacratini against Kolasar. And around the back goes Mitchell. Here's Carpenter this way, but they might come to Lindman. Kolasar was able to play it on to Carpenter, and almost a great pass to Garden. Might still be Kolasar's moved into the front, goes to collect behind, Leach coming in on this side, but Kolasar couldn't find in the puck. Mitchell then plays it in, and it's still loose in front, and it's in! And it's Here's the player. Oh, on the backhand side, managed to find a way through, and he's still down on the ice, as you see. But Panthers had the advantage again immediately after the break, and the break coming after it looked as though Cardiff were on the way out. Blood on the ice, but the puck in the net.
Puck came in from the point. It actually was stopped by a defenseman's skate. Kolsar managed to get the backhand off. I don't think Herlovsky even saw it sliding into the corner, but Kolsar paid the price there, as you can see by the blood on the ice. Got a high stick in the nose. I don't think it's actually a cut. I think it's just a bleeding nose. You see the puck come in from the point. It hits the defenseman's skate. Kolsar right in the corner. Herlovsky, I don't think even saw that puck.
Well, it was Peter Ekroth who caught him, but it looked not accidental. And Kolesar gives Panthers the advantage again.
You see by Herlovsky looking the other way that he did not see that puck. He was in a jumble of feet. Kolsar was fortunate enough to get his stick on it before any of the Cardiff Devils and slide it into the right corner. Saw a lot of blood there, but I think he'll be fine.
Leach and Carpenter, as you saw, pick up the assist. They've made the ice look all right. Chipped away. And he's just trying to stop the bleeding. And I think it is, as he said, Ross, just a bleeding nose, nothing worse than that.
He won't even miss a shift with that.
Some slight delay here because they haven't quite tidied up the ice sufficiently.
I think there's a little controversy right now about whether or not they're going to bring the Zamboni out to actually take every bit of blood off the ice. It's something they started doing 3 or 4 years ago.
Now they're just coming on now with a broom. It's not a broom, it's, I don't know what you call those things. It's
squeegee.
Made a squeegee, that's the word. I can see you do the washing up at home.
Well, I'm single, so I have to.
I don't believe you never found anybody to help you. Mike Kolesar scored a short-handed goal in the Stanley Cup playoffs of the top team competition in the National Hockey League in Canada. Put Nottingham Panthers, with the light of that youngster, among others, closer to the final of the Challenge Cup here in Britain. So on we go with what's suddenly become a stop-start game. This is good play by Haddon. Lowen, 80. Dubois waits back, just plays it in, comes out right in front, no one to get his stick on it in an attacking sense. Cardiff having to pick up where they were before the glass got cracked. Panthers have picked up where they were just before Cardiff scored. Ball whistling around in front of Herlovsky. Lowen is wide. Cardiff trying to calm it down a bit. Looks as though Mike Blaisdell's done a good job in the dressing room. Geeing his side up again. They would really fancy the local derby, or it would be a local derby against Sheffield in the final. Bobbins went down, the puck didn't arrive. Here's Randall Webber, just knocked it down the ice. That will be an icing call as soon as the defenseman puts his stick on the puck. It's another good change of rules, but it means that a swift attacker can put that defenseman under pressure. It didn't happen then.
That's exactly right. Previously, as soon as the puck crossed the goal line, it was called icing and came back. But now you can shoot it from your own side of the red line. If your player is able to beat the defender to the puck, play continues, and it's created some real good offensive opportunities for the fast skaters. Wolf is not happy.
Pushed out of it by the linesman. Volker. Priest went in early. Nobody actually touched the puck. Comes out untidily to Noble. His shot was blocked at the start. Priest tries to hold it in the corner. Out from the Panthers again. Verta. Not picked up by Weber. Picked up by Chin instead. A couple of players backing away for it. That's a good shot and a good stop. And it was a real dribbler on the follow-up from Pekka Verta that might have proved an embarrassment. Bobic with the original shot.
Well, we heard Paul Heavey from the Glassboro talking about how he wasn't that happy with the situation because they just started to get the momentum. And as you said a few minutes ago, Barry, Nottingham sees the initiative again. It's easier to do after a stoppage of play to come out in your home rink. You got the fans pumping you up and behind you, and Nottingham is back on the offensive.
Pekka Verta. Out comes Cardiff. Machulik. Gone down the middle, now comes out to the left side. Lindman, who starts off the move but can't find a pass. Here's Garden. That's the fourth turn to Leach. Had to hang on though. Held on beautifully for Kolisar. No longer troubled by bleeding nose.
Mark Kolisar scored the second goal. As I said, he didn't even miss a shift. He's back. Little stick to the nose, that won't stop him.
2 points. As Leach has 1 goal, 1 assist to Leach, 1 goal, 1 assist to Kolisar. And Leach trying to get in front now. Just couldn't quite make it. Mitchell. Garden down the back. Machulik. 2-on-2 here. And Cardiff might make it 3-2. Machulik going the long way around. Taken into the corner by Mitchell. And asked too much of his skates. Mitchell didn't even have to make the challenge. Here's Eckroth for Cardiff. Another rather loose pass. Cardiff really haven't got back into the groove again. The break. Leach. Good save by Holovsky, who's borrowed a stick at the moment. His stick is on the ice over to the right side, so he's using a normal player's stick. Eckroth, who gave him the stick. And now he's picked up another one, but the goaltender dashes to the corner as the puck is at the other end to collect his stick, which he's got now. And he's back in the net. And the broken stick is now being carried across by Eckroth. He made a really good stop here, but he didn't have a stick for Orlovsky.
Orlovsky shot the puck away, and Garden came in and took his stick off into the corner. Eckroth was thinking quickly. You want to always have your goaltender with the stick, so Eckroth gave Orlovsky his stick and went and got another one from the bench.
It's one of the problems of netminders going behind their own nets, but they do it even in the NHL now with a bit more space behind the net.
Yeah, you've got to do it. The goaltender is such an advantage if your goaltender plays the puck well. He's like an extra defenseman out there.
Good battling here. Still, the referee won't blow until he can't see the puck. And he can see the puck, and Leach's determination wins out. Bishop twice. Couple of saves by Holovsky.
Some great work by the Nottingham Panthers right now. They've got the pressure on. Cardiff's going to have to find another gear. You see Paul Heavey over on the bench shouting out instructions to his players. Cardiff definitely needs to turn things up a gear. Couple of shots there for Mike Bishop. Came in from the point. Does a good job, and you can see him as soon as he wasn't able to score, gets back quick.
If you are listening closely, which I'm sure you are, I hope you are, you'd have realised the commentator called him Leach and not AD. some respects, that's a compliment to 80, because he seemed to have all the power of a Leach to win the puck there. Good player in his own right, of course. Paul 80, top point scorer in the league. A little bit of push and shove on Bobic and McWilliam. Holofsky whips it around the other way. This is Nicky Chin. It's had a fairly quiet match, apart from one wave of the stick that might have brought a decapitation. Bobic was the one playing without the helmet. But Noble. But nobody right down the ice now, and a Priest didn't take it well. Noble again. He looked for McWilliam. Found him before. McWilliam. Good shot, good catch.
Some good work there by Mike McWilliam. Scored Carter's second goal tonight. Get the shot in on net here that Robbins had a little bit of trouble with. He's known as a tough guy. Leading penalty minute man in the league. But he's put on quite an offensive performance here tonight too. He's done some good forechecking. He's having a good game. And he's playing so well that Mike Rowe won't even let him go off the ice. Changed a little bit too late, and it's the referee's prerogative to bring him back out, which Mike Rowe has done.
Carpenter. Impressive performance so far for the referee. Nice little drop pass by Carpenter. Colasar, Carpenter, Garden over this way. Cardiff get it out, but only into the crowd.
When I talked about McWilliam changing a little bit too late, it's the home team's advantage of having the last change in their building. So when the play is going on, you can substitute whenever you want, change whenever you want. At a stoppage of play, yet the visiting team has to make their change quite swiftly so that the home team can react. And if he doesn't, then the referee can make the player come back out.
Restart at 14:45 in the second period. Lindman. Robbins decides to hang on.
Carter's starting to level things up a little bit in this last 5 minutes.
Taylor Robbins, more the number one choice.
Nottingham's backup goaltender is no slouch either. Mike Zanier was on the Stanley Cup winning Edmonton Oilers back in the 1980s.
Shot wide by Lindman. Tries to hold it in. Can't do so. Here's Jamie Leach. Garden goes in front. Cardiff regain possession. It's all a bit untidy. Goodness me. Colasar. Leach. Oh, nobody can play the puck. It's bouncing all over the place. The puck won about 4 contests then. Garden. That could have been a nightmare for Cardiff. Here's Matulik. Cardiff need to see him at his best. Haven't quite seen that yet. Puck ticks on. Carpenter can't get the better of Matulik there. Hasn't did. Good solid play. Leach knocks it in. Garden can chase. Lindman looks to see where he's gone. Takes him out of the play or tries to. Garden wants to hang on to the puck so he gets the face-off. It comes loose or does it? The referee looks in. Whistle to his lips. Mike Rowe, he doesn't rush to blow the whistle. He lets them battle away for it. And the crowd really getting behind their men. Down goes one man. Lindman is on top of him. It comes out Nottingham's way. Hadden trying to find a position in front. 80 being held. A real battle here on the boards. Garden being held to. 80 comes out with it. Turns one way, then the other. Good piece of play. Steve Moria doesn't know which way it's going. There's going to be a penalty called against Cardiff as soon as they gain possession. Haddon and out in front with Dubois. It's going to be a holding penalty. Referee kept his arm aloft. Everybody in the crowd knew that there would be a penalty called and the Panthers would have the power play. This is the previous one where the puck was all over the place. And on the follow-up to that, there was a real battle here on the boards. It is number 70, Lindman, who's going into the box for the holding here on Graham Garden.
Some great work down low by Paul Adey and Graham Garden. Fighting along the boards, keeping the puck going. Mike Rowe allowed him to continue to play. And eventually Martin Lindman, trying to contain Graham Garden, just had to hang on to him for a little too long. Good job by Adey and Garden to draw the penalty.
So, Panthers will go to the good, now have a real chance of setting up a bit of comfort in the final period, perhaps. Robbins flattens the rolling puck. And Dubois leads from the back. Bishop, Leach, still Leach. Bishop follows in behind, they're all in front. Here's Dubois again. Little flick, wide on the near side by Leach. This is Berta. Cardiff players not being drawn. Shot not yet on the net. Back to Dubois. Right on the near pipe he was then, Holowski. Happy to see it go whistling round. We've had a minute almost of the penalty. 80 waits in front. Codesar sets up. Low end. Still they can't find the way to get it in. Out come Cardiff. Machulik tries to get in on Dubois. Bit of stick holding. And a bit of interference. Too much for the referee. An interference penalty will be called.
Yeah, it looks like Dubois is going to get a bit of an interference penalty on Ivan Matulik. Matulik was giving chase with the puck that was shot down the ice, and Dubois just tried to help hold him up, but did a little too much. See the puck come in from the point here. Dubois takes the shot. I'm not sure if it hit Hrabowski in the... Yeah, it hit him right in the mask. Hit him right in the mask. That's using your head.
And he turned, but in the end, the head the wrong way. He didn't know where he'd have gone, did he?
He made the save, and I think that's all he's worried about at this point. There was some good action down there by the Panthers on the power play, but now we're in the same situation. We're going to be 4-on-4, and then it's going to be Carter's turn for a power play for a minute and 12 seconds.
Typical of the contest as the whole swings one way and then the other. Moria. Mitchell. 80 just goes to the edge of the blue line. Haddon with the shot. And he really does get hold of that piece of rubber. Golofsky gets it out. Only to Haddon again. Really fired in this one as he has all season. Here's Carpenter. Taken away from him. A little bit of stick waving around. Here's a chance for Cardiff. Steve Moria. And a penalty's going to be called again. It's Ekros who will go for a tripping penalty.
Paul Heavey is not going to be at all happy with Ekroth for taking that penalty. Cardiff was breaking away. They had a 3-on-1. Carpenter missed his man, and Ekroth holds up Haddon. Heavey's not very happy with that at all. Took away a 3-on-1 break for his squad. Peter Ekroth. I think he's going to get an earful when he gets back to the bench.
Booking penalty. 2 Cardiff men in the box. 1 Panther. With Cardiff down to 3. Panthers with 4. Colisar. Got to be plenty of room out there, surely. This is Leach. That's a wonderful block. And again,
Noble doing great things for his crowd, for his club. Lindman is back. It's now 4 Cardiff players against 4 from Nottingham. And then it will change again. Noble for Cardiff. Not the best of clearances for Colasar. Noble. This is Machulik. Good skating by Machulik. Thornton waiting for the pass. Blocked. Came further back to Noble. Evans has gone off to the right. This is he. Machulik down the centre into the last minute of the second period. The stop and start period with delays first of all for the foot plexiglass and then for nosebleed. Acosta and Bobic fires across the face of the goal. .5-4 now. Panthers advantage. They have the power play. Seconds ticking away. Ady goes off to the left. Dubois in possession. Haddon just inside him. Goes for the early shot, and here's Ady trying to get on the end of it. Good play by Holowski. And when they come off the ice at the end of this period, both teams will know that waiting for them in the final of this Challenge Cup are the Sheffield Steelers. They won 3-1 against the Manchester Storm for an 8-1 aggregate win. Now, who would have forecast that?
You're going to see here what Kip Noble displayed his prowess as an offensive player. He's just one of the best defensemen in the league. Makes a great sliding block. We've talked a lot about him and his offensive talent, being the all-time leading Super League scorer among defensemen, but just shows you he's out there in 4-on-3 situations, 5-on-3 situations, does a good job in his own end of the ice also. There's Kip there having a drink.
Seven seconds remaining in the period. Secretini gets it out of the Cardiff end. Second semi-final comes to the end of the second period. 2-2 the score, which means that Nottingham Panthers are ahead on aggregate by 5-4.
Yes, and a vital third period to come shortly. We'll be back live for that.
Barry Davis.
It's just underway, the final period. And we've had 4 goals, 16 minutes and penalties, 2 of the goals from power plays. And the advantage with Nottingham at 5-4 over the 2 legs. 2-2 here in the second leg after Panthers 1 on Cardiff ice, 3-2. Ady, Haddon, Lowen for Nottingham Panthers. So the men are trying to get Cardiff underway. Well, a good forechecking by Paul Ady, who's really put himself about physically as well as the quality of his play. Ekloff looking for a return. Moria couldn't take it. Nottingham, who took the lead at 5:27. Goal by their captain, Jamie Leach. Equaliser followed at 14:11 from Steve Thornton for Cardiff. And then, after that goal, the pass of the match at 28:14 by Kip Noble that put William clear to put Cardiff in front. 4-4 on aggregate before Colasar at 29:50, fed by Leach, restored the advantage for Nottingham Panthers. Bollieu. Here's Pope. Cardiff end. But William. Acosta. Chin offside.
against Mike Williams just as he was pulling back the trigger.
Carter's not at all happy about that offside call. Chin thought he had McWilliam in the clear. McWilliam was just about to line up and take the slap shot when the linesman blew the whistle. It was a close call. The linesman's got to make it.
On the penalties record, it's been a strong physical game. But only 10 minutes called against Cardiff and 6 against Nottingham Panthers. Panthers right to left. Acosta feeds for Caberta. Just takes his man out. Caberta hopes he can get a free hit, and he can't. Kept in. Finn again is right on the edge of the blue line of the puck. Got across it. W. Good piece of footwork by Nicky Chin. And here's a chance for him to let one go. Left it a little bit late, and a bit of the sting was taken off by the challenge. Mike William left as a spectator. Here's Graham Garden. As it could be said that his goal still divides the teams. That's a beautiful piece of play. Roy Mitchell to poke the puck away. Away goes Carpenter. Looking up to see what's on. Everybody's deep in the opposition defensive zone. Shot from the point is wide. Picked up by Garden. Leach down to Colasar. Skating without too much attacking, quite a bit of play in the neutral zone at the moment. Now Lindman gets into the Panthers end and an offside call. Let's go down to Bob Ballard, who has news from the dressing rooms.
And the news is that Doug McEwen is not having much ice time in this game because Paul Heavey, the Cardiff Devils coach, fancies Mike McWilliams' chances out on the ice in a more physical game. And his explanation about Doug McEwen not icing all that much in the latter stages, he says it's harder to get a player into the game once they're out of the game for a while. So it's a bit of a catch-22 really for Doug McEwen. He's standing right at the edge of the Cardiff bench and he can't get on. News from Nottingham, by the way, is that Jarek Sikorsky is playing no part in this game. He's in his civvies. He did dress for the match, but that injury that you heard Ross mention earlier on is obviously too severe for him to play.
Here's Carpenter. McEwen, of course, was one of the scorers in the first leg of the semi-final. Minded at 2. Went away to get the winner at 3-2. And William has scored one beautiful goal here after a magnificent pass by Kip Noble. Here's Leach, captain of Nottingham Panthers. Trying to get it down to Colasar. And Panthers retire to change their lines. It's only half changed at the moment as Evans brings it up for Cardiff. Whips it round the boards, looking for a recipient on the other side. Beats everybody. No icing call on that. Gary Menard. Smoothly done. McIntyre with him. Offside call. McIntyre moved too soon. Curious fact that we suddenly seem to be getting a rash of offsides. We haven't had too many up to this point.
Well, I think it's interesting to note that Nottingham, with the 1-goal lead, it appears that they've adopted a more defensive strategy for this third period. They're going to try to protect that 1-goal lead and take it into the end. They're now playing the same type of 1-4 forecheck that they were playing in Cardiff. So they've slowed down. They were sending 2 guys earlier in the game. They've gone back to 1, and that's going to force Cardiff. They're going to try to stand them up the blue line and force the offside.
Here's Evans. Good save between the pads by Robbins. A little bit of arches in the corner involving Evans and Dubois. A sort of knock on wood, if you like.
Frank Evans, he's definitely no newcomer to the rough stuff. Currently 4th among penalty leaders in the league. He's only 2nd on Cardiff, though, because Mike McWilliams got him beat.
They're both going off for a little bit of roughing.
Well, we've had a great game so far. I think Mike Rowe just wants to keep things under control. The incident really wasn't that serious, but I think he's just sending a message out. We don't want any of that. We got a one-goal game here. Let's keep it clean. Play good hockey. Play hard, but play clean. Now you see a lot of milling about, preparing for this face-off. We've mentioned the importance of face-offs, and as the game progresses in the third period, they become even more important. You don't want to give up a goal off a face-off. We spoke a couple of weeks ago, it's much like a corner in football. Goal-scoring opportunities.
There's Mitchell for the Panthers. Tulsa across the face of him, that's nicely done. Mitchell, Tulsa wasn't in on that. And Leach, which is not often the case, was actually standing still. Hadn't read that one. That's nicely flipped out. Again by Noble, and Robin sees it well. But there are few better seizures of opportunities in terms of finding the killing pass than Kip Noble.
Well, we saw his pass in the second period to Mike McWilliams. He's a very heads-up player, and he passed the puck very well.
Panther mascot doing the conducting. Here's Noble, lets it go. Turned away by Robbins. Tulsa. That's beautifully played, and a nice effort on the backhand by Leach. Mitchell. Picked up by Lindman. Lindman goes round again. Tulsa goes off. Panthers making a change, and Cardiff give away possession to Paul Adey, which is not the most sensible thing to do. Lindman in the battle with Paul Adey, remembering that he was done for holding before, but this time it's just all a bit messy behind the net. No calls from the referee, and rightly. But what a shot at the other end.
Talk about Nottingham going into a more defensive mode. There's going to be a lot of face-offs in their zone, and Mike Blaisdell is going to want a little better performance off the centerman than on that one. If Cardiff wins the face-off clean and their defensemen get good shots on net, Cardiff is going to have some great goal-scoring opportunities between now and the end of the game, and Mike won't be happy about that. Nottingham centers will want to do a little bit better job on the face-offs in their zone in the last 14 minutes of this period.
One by Haddon. The Costa's shot is wide on the near side. Bishop didn't get hold of it at all. Might get a second chance. That was a real little floater. With power, but it needed to be claimed first time because the stick of Paul Adey wasn't too far away.
Bishop kind of fans on the puck on the first one there, and then just basically gets it in on net. Doesn't want to turn over at the other team's blue line, doesn't want Cardiff going the other way. That was more a dump in than a shot on net. They've got the one-goal lead, just playing it safe.
13:44 remaining on the match. Just one goal, one aggregate between the teams. 5-4 in Panthers' favour. Noble starts them off again. The pass not taken. Sacratini won a bit of it. Noble. Neatly played by Kip Noble again. Priest up for support. Offside call. just cannot get that timing right. The moment it looks as though there's an opening there, the whistle goes.
Here comes Kip up to the blue line. He just hesitates a minute, and that puts Merv Priest offside. He would have liked to have stopped about another foot and a half just as he got over the blue line instead of just before the blue line, but that was he was unable to do it because the Nottingham defenseman stood up on him.
To clarify the law here, the puck must precede any attacker into the attacking zone.
It's a little different than football where it's based on the defender. In ice hockey, it's based on the blue line. Attacking player cannot go into the opposition zone before the puck.
13 seconds left on the penalty. Here's Carpenter. Weber goes off to the right, Bobbitt to the left. The possession is the main part of the exercise for Nottingham Panthers. Both teams back to full strength, and promptly the two players, Evans and Dubois, come out of the box. They go straight to the bench of their team. Lindman. Chin has gone left. Across down the middle. This is McWilliam. Whom Paul Hebe is relying to come up with the goods. Lindman. Good stick save. Bit of pressure here. Priest. Good block. Another chance. Blocked by Bobbitt. This is Ekroth. Lindman. Good pressure. It's in. Got a little tip from the shot from Lindman from the blue line. And it's all square yet again on aggregate. Priest got the little touch.
This is going to open things wide open now. I said at the beginning of the period that Nottingham came out and they were sitting back a little bit. Cardiff does a good job of forechecking. Puck comes out of the corner. Priest gets it back to the point. Moves it across and gets the shot, and there's a lot of traffic in front of Robbins. I don't think you can fault Robbins on that goal. I don't think he could even see the puck coming in. But a good job by Cardiff. They got a good forecheck. And they got a lot of bodies in front of the net for the screen on Robbins.
Priest the goal, Ekroth and Lindman the assist. Always a bit of a debate about those as to whether the touch was there or whether it came straight in from the blue line. Here's Dubois. I suppose Mike Blaisdell may be slightly regretting the fact that his side went back on the more defensive style that we saw at Cardiff. Here's Menard. And here are real possibilities for Cardiff. McIntyre, second chance for McIntyre, two wonderful saves by Robin, and he's still in front. And Paul Adey collects for Nottingham. But Robin certainly earned his corn there. Moria and McIntyre getting slightly in each other's way. Moria, little touch down from the glove of Eklof, went just past the post. Pope plays it in again. Cardiff want to make a change. Nottingham under no pressure here as they bring it out. Here's Carpenter again. Tolstar goes off to the right. Nobody down on the left. Pope feeds. Good interception by Mitchell. Garden in support. Here's Garden trying to get on the end of the rebound. Steve Thornton for Cardiff. Carpenter just holds his ice on the red line. Leaves Machudik to bump into him. And Machudik came off the worst. Here's Kolasar. Garden to the right. Beautifully played by Kolasar. And a good save on the short side. Garden goes down off Pope.
We've got some incredible action happening here now. Like we said, Nottingham came out and they did the right thing at the beginning. When you got a one-goal lead, you have to try to protect it. You have to play solid defense. But they're no longer able to do that. It's all tied up on aggregate. We got Robbins. Robbins will be thanking his lucky stars. That one just bounced just wide. but he made a couple of great saves a little earlier than that. He hasn't had a lot of work tonight, but he's been good when he's been called upon.
Chin. Beaulieu brings it out. This is Randall Webber. Offside call. Suddenly the biter is bit.
Couldn't really ask for anything better than the situation we've got right now. We've got 10 minutes and 19 seconds. Less than regulation time in the third period. 3-2 for Cardiff tonight. 6-6 on aggregate. It's going to be wide open hockey from here on in. Both teams are going to be pressing to score.
Pope. Just to check with you there, Ross, you're adding a couple of goals on. Maybe you're looking ahead here. 5-5 on aggregate. Here's Pope. Here's Da Costa. Beaulieu over this side. Eklof. Oh, that was a bad bounce. Haddon collects it. And for a moment, I'm not sure that Herlovsky knew where it was. Robbins, picked up by Dubois. Up to Haddon, right on the blue line. Just plays it in, but he got puck and he couldn't move with it. Nicely dropped off by Eklof. Placed on the ice, there'll be no icing. Dubois almost giving it away by the slip. Lowen on the left side, fed by Haddon. Lowen and McWilliam together. Cardiff come out again, can't take full control of it with Eklof. The lady had a swish at it. Clock stops with 8:55 left in the match.
Yeah, Barry, having been a forward when I was playing, you know, you always want to add a goal here or there. If I'd been a goaltender, the aggregate probably about 4-4 right now, but you're right, it is 5-5, not 6-6. Always want to give the forwards the benefit of the doubt.
Like it. Paul Hebe and Mike Blaisdell pondering their options for timeouts can be called. And Panthers get the last change. Carpenter on the blue line. Has to go back and chase instead. Robbins just steers it away for Carpenter. Colsar hoped to be fed by Leach but wasn't. Thornton. The longer it goes on, the feeling will grow of not wanting to make a mistake. The next goal could well be the decisive one. Minard. Here's Matulik. That's a good shot and a good save. He was on full stretch on his right pad. There's Trevor Robbins. Over to Colasar. Garden tries to get in on it. Just dumped in by Mitchell. Change of line by the Panthers. Put the puck down at the Cardiff end. Evans will bring it out of there into the neutral zone. He's beautifully dispossessed by Bobic. Nice pass too. This is Pekka to the Finn. Nice turn. He's having a good spell in the side, Berta. Got to come out again though. As Cardiff clear from their end. Weber rolls it round the boards. Noble can't stop it. Comes out to Berta. Weber this way. Taken by Beaulieu. Got a deflection. Berta. Pope tidies it up. Certainly do have the right line-up for a Sunday match, don't we? Pope, Bishop, and Street.
Got 7:35 to play here. The atmosphere is pretty unbelievable. Crowd's going wild. You can hardly hear yourself think. Mike Blaisdell. For all those people that haven't been to an ice hockey game, as you can see, the fans are enjoying themselves.
Chance for a breakout for Cardiff. Sacratini just plays it in. Steered away into the corner. Ekroth. Lowen takes possession for the Panthers. Ekloff. McIntyre. He's on his own. Waits for support to come up onto the blue line. This is Ekroth. Not in a shooting position. Nicely dropped for Ekloff. And Ekloff is ushered away from the crease by Darcy Lowen. Have I got it right here? No, it wasn't. It was Paul Lady. Another man with the beard. That's my excuse.
Robbins has got the puck. He's just not exactly sure where it is. Nady just wants to make sure that if it is loose, there's absolutely no way that Ekloff's getting to it.
This is Mitchell. Telstar right. Garden. And here's Jamie Leach, who was well forward. Got to come all the way back down the other end.
Saw Jamie Leach there a couple of seconds ago. He's been instrumental in this whole series. He's got a goal and assist tonight. Goal and assist 2 weeks ago. So I'd have to say that amongst the Nottingham players, he's been their key performer over the two legs of this series.
I think in one word, he's class. Face-off will be taken again. So it's 6:38 remaining. And if neither side can find another goal, we go into 10 minutes sudden death overtime. If they still can't find a decisive goal, it's a penalty shootout. There's straight from the red line. Allowed just the one shot.
Going to take the face-off outside here. Due to the little hand pass there by Steve Thornton off the face-off, I believe. That caused the stoppage of play, so the Cardiff player, they won't get the advantage of the face-off in the Nottingham zone.
Mitchell forgot to take it with him. Evans able to recover, all a little bit untidy. Not quite the quality of play now that we've seen before, and we've seen some good stuff from both sides. Mitchell loses his stick. Garden can't find a way through there. Coming back down the other end again. Icing of the puck.
Yeah, there's a little bit of cautiousness going on now, Barry. Things are pretty wide open in the first two periods, but you mentioned it earlier. Both teams, all the players, neither one of the teams wants to make a mistake. Nobody wants to be the GOAT in the last 6 minutes. So if there's any doubt, they're just shooting it down the ice, taking the icing, setting up for the face-off.
6:07 left. Michael Williams, face-off for Cardiff against Randall Webber of Nottingham. Chin didn't get a shot on it. Chin again. Beaulieu. McWilliam didn't take it. Kept in, but it's rolling. And here's a chance for Panthers. Briefly 3-on-2. Da Costa. Taken by Berta. Costa back this side. Not coming to him. Collected by Chin. Rolled high on the stick by McWilliam. William just rolls it into the corner. Looks for a nice rebound.
Priest makes something of it. Pope thought he was going to get in on that. Instead of that, he's now back in the defensive position. Berta in possession. Bobic tries to get in behind it. I think it came off the bottom of the post. Good play by Bobic. Sudden change of pace got in. That suddenly lifted the home crowd. Randall Webber loses his helmet as he's charged a bit from behind. Good interception by Bishop. Eckroth across. AD gets possession and ignores the tapping of the stick, which he did well to ignore because it came from McIntyre. Eckroth will collect for Cardiff. Hatton has to come back to help, and Trevor Robbins taking no chances. 4:47 remaining.
Panthers have picked it up a little bit. You see Peccaverta make a nice backhand pass over to Brent Boddick, going hard for the net. And he just failed to catch the corner, but what's the pass by Verta? The backhand saucer pass over a couple of sticks. And for people to play the game, they know how difficult that is to do. Very, very skilled play by Verta.
Steve Moria with a face-off against Greg Hadden. Comes up to Bishop for Nottingham. 80 far side, just plays it down the ice, but no attacker with a chance of getting hold of that. It's another icing call. We've had a lot of them in this final period. Not yet into the sudden death, Ross, but I think the attitude of most players is that the next goal is sudden death, whoever gets it.
Yeah, there's 4 minutes and 36 seconds left in the game, in regulation time, and you know, it's going to, if it should end up tied, we're going to have a 10-minute sudden death overtime period. But like you said, the next goal, I think, is really going to win this one.
Sacratini against Kolisa. Mitchell comes round to collect. Garden can't get away from Menard. This is Steve Thornton. Matudik trying to find some room. Steve Thornton does well. Good turn by him too. Really worked very hard on the puck. Taken on Carpenter. Garden gets it half away. And this is Kodesar. Only one defenseman back, but Kodesar is on his own. Menard just held him out.
Menard did a good job of keeping close to the outside there. Didn't give him anything to really shoot at. Kolesar took the shot, but fired it high over the glass.
Another player to have 2 points from today's game. Kodesar.
We mentioned Bleach earlier. Kolesar's also had a great two-leg series.
Referee with a few words to say to the Cardiff bench.
We talked earlier about the home team having the last change, and I think Mike Rose just gone over to tell Paul Heavey that he wants the Cardiff Devils changes to be a little bit quicker. Of course, Paul wants to have the right matchups there. We're getting late in the game, and he wants to make sure he has the players he wants out there.
Greg Hadden winning out against Merv Priest. Comes out to Bishop. Kip Noble. Didn't get that one away yet. Priest couldn't knock it down. Chin goes to chase, but Hadden takes care of him. And another icing call. Having to work hard to keep inside, but enjoying our afternoon. Greg Hadden against Steve Moria. Darcy Lowen waits, steals it, flicks it back to Bishop.
He wasn't as sharp as Lowen had been. Eddie collects. Good determined play by Eddie. We've seen a lot of that in this match. He's a bit unlucky. Couldn't get it round at the end. And this is McIntyre. Plays it in. Bishop takes him out. Dubois gets hold of the puck. Bouncing around a little bit. And Cardiff keeping it in the Nottingham end, but Dubois is in control and under no real pressure. Doesn't make his pass count. And yet another icing call brings the play back to the Nottingham end.
Yeah, you can tell the players are getting a little bit tired now, late in the game. Dubois basically just cleared that one down the ice, looking for the icing call so that they can get a change. Want to have fresh legs out here at all times. You don't want to have a guy out there that's too tired and isn't able to back check or isn't able to work hard in the corners, not able to take somebody out in front of the net. So they want to have fresh legs out as often as possible, and that's why right now you're seeing a lot of stoppages in play. But don't forget the importance of these face-offs.
Sacratini for Cardiff against Colasar of Nottingham. That's a good early switch from Leach to Gutt. Fires it in, looking for Leach to get on the end on the right side, which he does. But not able to make much use of it. Steve Thornton. Lindman. Room created by Noble. Put the pressure on Garden. Colasar. Cardiff again building through Steve Thornton, who's had an excellent match. Colasar, down goes Thornton. Who's going to find the inspiration to decide this one? 2 minutes of the match remaining. 2 minutes away from overtime, which is going to severely test the players. Cardiff who played yesterday evening and then had to make the journey up. Here's Bobby. Came close a moment ago. Dubois over the right side. Nottingham's last game was on Friday, so not that long ago. That's an offside call. 1:25 remaining.
Talked about Cardiff having to play last night and get on the bus and travel up to Nottingham. We heard Steve Thornton at the end of the first period say that it wasn't going to matter, that they're in good shape. They've played 60 games this season. Nottingham's played a lot of games. And really, with a minute and 26 seconds left, with everything that's at stake here, it's not going to matter. These guys are playing on adrenaline right now. Fatigue isn't a factor. They're going to go hard. They're going to give everything they have. They want to go through to the final in Sheffield in 2 weeks' time.
Well, that statistic an indication of how tight it is. 21-17. Moria and Haddon battle for it just on the red line. Darcy Lowen goes off the chase. McIntyre gets there first. Lowen puts him under a bit of pressure. Brought out again by Cardiff. This is Moria. Played back in. Lowen to go and chase. Suddenly finding extra wind from somewhere. Carpenter. Picked up by Merv Priest. Just enough touch though by 80. Took it away from him. Inside the last minute. Picked up by Mitchell. 80 off to the right. This is Paul 80. Nice little shimmy. Got Haddon up for support. Darcy Lowen over this side. Mitchell waiting for the pullback. Out for Cardiff by McIntyre. Change of line. Into the last 30 seconds. Mitchell in possession. Gets it off the ball. Down his end. Stopped by Thornton on the red line. Jamie Leach quickly in to challenge him. Chance for one more attack. 13 seconds remaining. Down at the Nottingham end. It's going to go to overtime unless somebody does something spectacular in the last few seconds. This is Colasar trying to get in. Bobic is in front. Colasar still in possession. Leach and Bobic waiting. But the whistle goes, and the hooter has gone as well. We're going into sudden death overtime, which will last for 10 minutes, or until one side scores the winner.
And of course we will go back to Nottingham live for that conclusion of the ice hockey. Apologies to athletics fans, because we'll have to do that at the expense of athletics just for the moment, but don't worry, we will see more action from the Maibashi Green Dome. Back to Nottingham for overtime in that exciting game. It's Barry Davis once again to describe the action.
As you can see, we've ticked on. We've had a minute and a half of the sudden death overtime. No alarms, so this fellow Haddon came in a bit close for Nottingham. He's taken out there by Evans for Cardiff. Greg Haddon again trying to get it round on the short side, having gone round the back for what they call a wraparound goal in ice hockey. No way through there for Eklof, collected by, well, should have been collected by Mitchell. He didn't take it. Pope looked a bit surprised to get it. Randall Webber for Nottingham. It's not going to be an icing call. Lantern with his arms waved out to the side. This is Mitchell. Dumped in for Pekka to the chest. Bobic waits on this side to see if he can get a piece of it. Cardiff try to clear their lines, and the puck out of view. Whistle goes again. 7:37 left for decision. Or it could be just 7 seconds if somebody gets it right.
Yeah, we've got another one of those face-offs in the offensive zone for Nottingham. They're looking to make something happen off of this. Steve Morey is out there giving direction. Needs to win this one.
Opposition comes from Randall Webber, but Steve Morey turned his body into Webber. Won it well. Comes out of the Cardiff end. This is Mike McWilliam. Scored a beautifully taken goal from the best pass of the match. Webber down this side. Pope. Stopped by Mitchell. Nottingham changed their line. Mitchell waits on the red line. Jamie Leach has come on. And the whistle goes. The face-off will be down the other end. So, in 49 seconds, let's run you through the goals of the match. Leach, the first for Nottingham. Thornton, the second. Used his own rebound to get the equaliser. McWilliam from Noble's pass, putting Cardiff ahead 2-1 in this second leg. Kolisar. And then from then, Priest took us into this overtime. It's all a bit loose in front. Dubois. Garden. Somebody trying to get it out of the neutral zone to purpose here. Here's Sacratini. Just plays it in. It's Cardiff who make the change. Kolisar, Dubois. The changing will become increasingly crucial. Kolisar for Nottingham Panthers behind his own net. Ady wheeling around, played longer instead. Comes to Ady, but not as far up the ice as he would have wished. Steve Moria for Cardiff. Darcy Lowen for Nottingham Panthers. Difficult for either side to construct a really telling move at the moment. Both sides more conscious of not giving anything away. Carpenter. A little bit of a loose pass, but it comes kindly. There's a chance. Darcy Lowen. He's got to hold it while Ady comes out, moves off to the right. Greg Haddon waits on this side. The pass only went to Steve Morey, a slightly late challenge by Lowen. Down to Carpenter. Tries to get Panthers going again, away from Nicky Chin. Greg Haddon goes from way out, just over the red line. But Holofsky has to hang on, so the face-off will come to the left of his goal.
Once again, that shot by Haddon, that was more just a dump it in and get it changed. He's got the shot, it's from long range. He's not expecting to score on that shot, but they'd had a long shift, a line of 80, Lowen and Haddon. They were looking for a change, and he knew that if he got it in, they'd either have time to go change on the fly, or there was going to be a whistle and a face-off.
Weber against Sacratini. Carpenter waits back on the blue line. This is he, number 19. Lets it go. Came off the heel of Noble. Verta. Carpenter again. Stopped again by Noble. Sacratini. This is the possibility for McWilliams. Should have been. Didn't take the puck with him. Comes unkindly off the ball. Mercury thought he was going to seize on it. It would have been really rough on Panthers had he been able to do so.
A little bit of carelessness on the part of the Nottingham Panthers. Puck just came loose to the crease. Carpenter gets a pretty good chop there on Priest. But at this point, you're not going to call that. Mike Rowe is going to let that go. He wants the teams to decide this. He doesn't want to be a factor.
Steve Bolton at the face-off. Sacratini to his right. Matulik to his left. Ekroth back on the line. Chance of a breakout. Garden goes away to the left. Tries to get in behind Ekroth. Pull back to find Kolosar. He can make it, but he can't. Lindman gets possession of the puck instead. Bishop waits on the blue line. Has to go back. Dubois, as Matulik chases out. Dubois doesn't get completely hold of it, but it was enough. Over this side there is Steve Thornton. That's loose in front. Garden, that's loose again. And this is Matulik. Oh! What a chance that was. Ekroth. And Panthers making life difficult for themselves at this spell. And the supporters certainly showing their nerves.
Carter's had a little bit better opportunities, and Tulik gets it off to the left face-off circle and just rifled it just high and wide. Robbins didn't have to make the save, but that was definitely the best scoring opportunity we've had so far in overtime.
The music will stop with 4:18 left. Otherwise, it's going to be a penalty shootout to decide who goes to the final. Carpenter leaves it for Greg Haddon. Gets it through. Chased by Paul Adey. Darcy Lowen is in front. Adey trying to dig it out. Held there by Evans. Adey wants the face-off. Comes out. Comes out as a pass for Cardiff. Ekloff in possession. Nicely done. Wide by Moria. Here's Menard. Menard again. Just pushed it. Look for the change on the fly. Here comes Panthers. Lowen. Just couldn't take it. Verta. Mitchell on the red line. Holofsky. Nicky Chin. Should have done better with that. Just didn't put enough pressure on. Verta. Randall Weber, but he had to go from a standing start. Bobic trying to get a piece of it. Bishop. Nobody knows where the puck is. It's behind and on the right. This is Dubois. Line clearance. Berta plays it in front. Dubois. Couldn't get a touch. Bobic. Couldn't get a telling touch at least. Bit of pressure here from Nottingham Panthers. Still kept in. Bobic again on the turn. Good stuff here from Panthers. But Pope takes Berta out. But Cardiff can't get the puck out of their end. Now they have. Nicky Chin. Bishop there to end his hope pretty quickly. 2:15 remaining. Good spell that from Nottingham Panthers. This is Bishop. Mitchell. Lindman. 2 minutes left. Almost a good pass, but not quite. Machudik stopped in his tracks by the linesman's call.
Great spell there by the Nottingham Panthers. Kind of the unsung heroes for the Panthers. We had Bobick, Weber, and Burt out there. Had Carter pretty well hemmed in their end for about 45-second shift. Very good work from what's considered to be their third line. .57 left.
Colasar and Sacratini. Comes out Cardiff's way. This is Evans. A match which deserves to be won by a goal other than in a shootout. Garden. Thornton. Thornton for Cardiff, Haddon for Nottingham. The feeling that if there is to be a winning goal, that if it's Cardiff, Thornton will be involved, and if it's Nottingham, Haddon will be involved.
No doubt about it. Both of those players have had a great afternoon. Haddon's due. He's hasn't figured in the scoring at all in this series so far. Thornton had the first goal today for the Cardiff Devils. We go into minute 32 left, and then we're looking at a 5-shot penalty shootout. The coaches, before the overtime, have already selected their shooters.
Mike Blaisdell calling a timeout.
Minute 32 left. Face off in the Nottingham zone. Mike's over there.
Plenty of animation. Can you find the right words? What would he be saying now, Ross? You've been on the end of that?
Well, he's over there. They've got the face-off in their zone. It's a minute 32 left. It's a very important face-off. We spoke about the importance of face-offs in the first leg. Both of Cardiff's goals came off face-offs in Nottingham's zone. So Mike's going to make sure that everybody knows what their job is, what player they're supposed to take should they lose the face-off, what he wants them to do with the puck, which will be clear the zone, get it out at all costs. If they win the face-off, just make sure there's no fouls up, so there's no missed assignments. Make sure that everybody's picked up should they lose the draw.
Steve Moria for Cardiff, Greg Haddon for Nottingham. Menard waits behind Moria. This is he, goes for the slap, and he's wide. Noble, Haley tries to put him under pressure, can't do so. Untimely step by Dubois, does well to flick the puck away with what, I'm not quite sure. Noble, Moria, just played up. And icing called. 1 minute, 9 seconds left, and it's now down at the Cardiff end.
And the pressure shifts. Now it's Paul Heavy's turn to make sure that his troops know their assignments for the defensive zone face-off. See him there standing on the bench. He's making sure he's got the guys that he wants out there. He wants his best defensive players.
Brought on Jamie Leach to be with Greg Haddon and Paul Adey. Lone has gone off. Dubois and Bishop on the blue line. Haddon kept in. Still can't get it out. The linesman pulls the face-off outside the zone.
Both teams can breathe a little easier now. The face-off's outside the zone. It's not in the danger position to the right or left of either goaltender. We're going to have a timeout. I think Paul Heavy's called a timeout for Cardiff now.
They've won every time on this ice in the league. They're winning the match, of course, here again, 3-2. But they lost on their own ice by the same score. And we're trying for the first side to get a 6th goal in this semi-final.
5-5 on aggregate, 59 seconds left in sudden death overtime. No one scores. We'll have 5 penalty shots from each team. Coaches decide the shooters. It's supposed to be a secret. But MI5 has given us the results.
Sacratini and Haddon again. Mitchell has to go back to collect. This is Carpenter. Plays it in. 4 ladies a chase. Kip Noble gets there first. Fenceman touched it, so it's coming back down to the Nottingham end. 49 seconds left.
Going to go to penalty shots for Nottingham. We're going to have Haddon, Polsar, 80, Leach, and Berta. Will be their 5 penalty shooters. And for Cardiff, it'll be Simeone, Moria, Thornton, Chin, and Sacratini. Pardon me, Lindman and Sacratini.
It's going to be Sacratini at this face-off. Noble behind him, Thornton to his right, Machulik to his left, Evans to his left. And it came out Greg Haddon's way, important one to have won. For Nottingham, haven't got it out of their end, they will now. Chance to build something. Commissar inside Haddon. Leach finds a position in front. Collected by Evans, 30 seconds remaining. That's a mistake and a quick recovery by Leach of all people. Carpenter. Commissar wasn't expecting it or didn't seem to be alive to it. Carpenter in front. Greg Haddon has decided the outcome. Nottingham Panthers will go to the final. Little Greg Haddon has decided it.
Unbelievable, Barry. With only 15 seconds left in sudden death overtime. A dump in, Carpenter goes in behind the head. A little backhand pass out to Haddon. Leading goal scorer in the Super League this year. Fires it between Orlovsky's legs for the goal.
The contrast between the two sets of players could not be more marked. Haddon decides it with 15 seconds left on the clock. Ties this game up at 3-3, and the victory at Cardiff 2 weeks ago in the end is what will take Nottingham Panthers through. And this is how it was decided. Carpenter pulled it back, and Haddon, without any moment, just flicked it through for the decider.
What a beautiful pass by Carpenter behind the net. A little behind the back pass. I don't think Orlovsky expected it at all. He expected Carpenter to take it wide and bring it out the other side of the net. Carpenter flipped it back to Haddon. Flick of the wrist and it's in.
So it's going to be a local derby in the final. 3-3 at the end of overtime, or 15 seconds short of it. Nottingham Panthers taken to the final by Greg Haddon's goal, and there they will meet the Sheffield Steelers. One, I would suggest, not to miss.
Yes, indeed, an excellent match and a dramatic conclusion indeed. Right, now we can concentrate